Good. So Violet, how about we start with just a few words about you, where you are, what you do, just a little bit about yourself.
Of course. So I am in Denver, Colorado, in the United States, and I'm from Denver. I'm one of the few people who are local that
Ooh.
stayed, and I own a marketing firm for small businesses.
Mhm. Now I know how to introduce you, marketing owner. Perfect. Okay, so Violet, tell us a little bit about what was going on for you before we met and what inspired you to invest in our mentorship.
Yes. So what I was going through prior to me learning about TIR and you, Eva, was I was in a situation of confusion and unsure. I was just very unsure. My daughter had just finished going into her first year of kindergarten. She's my youngest, and I wanted to find out who I was again. Um,
Ooh.
so that was my biggest draw was who am I now
Yeah,
that I'm no longer, not that I'm no longer a mother, but I wanted to know who I was before I was a mother.
yeah,
And so that's when I found TIR. Yeah.
brilliant. So you didn't have your marketing agency yet at that time?
N- No, so I was actually a solopreneur and
Mhm.
I only did bits and pieces of friends' work. So it wasn't established like it is today, not at all.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
love this. So that's big jump, isn't it?
a
From
huge
there.
jump,
I love that.
huge jump. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go right into it. What are your biggest wins so far? Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So I have two large wins so far. One is I know who I am. I
Yes.
know what I'm capable of. Yes. And that I sat this morning was like, what is my win? And it is truly I have discovered who I am as a woman, a mother, a business owner, and a daughter of God. I've discovered it all. And I have felt so empowered and so ready to take on this world. That would be my biggest win. And then my second win being monetary. So prior to me joining TIR, I was not consistently even hitting 3,000 a month, not
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah.
And then I started hitting 3,000 a month consistently. And then at the beginning of this year, I started hitting 6,000 a month consistently. I know. And then after you had requested me to do this interview, I signed on two more clients. So I am on the road to make three times a month, three times what I had prior to joining.
Yeah.
So I am so excited. And it didn't, I will have to say, monetarily, it didn't come quickly because I needed to discover who I was first. I wasn't ready to receive the money and the income and the strategies and the thought process that I currently have now when I first started. There's no way I could handle this. But now that I know what I'm capable of, I know who I am, I know my imagination is a strength and not a weakness. I'm I'm ready to rocket launch.
Oh, I love this. Our imagination is our best business tool.
It
Mm.
is. It is. And I'm starting to find that now. I will
Yeah.
have to say previously, I didn't dream. And I find my dream and my imagination is one and the same for me
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah.
So then I just never allowed myself to dream. And many times I would meet up with my coach or I'd have the question of being like, I don't understand how to dream. And I finally relinquished that paradigm in that I deserve to dream and I can dream and anything I dream will come true
Yeah.
because I'm asking and I'm requesting for it. So why not? I'm a strong being. I'm a very powerful and strong being. So why wouldn't I ask for things that I like and things that I want?
So good. Oh, I
Yeah.
tell you, you should be a motivational speaker.
Thank you.
I love this. This is so empowering. So, Violet, I love that since we scheduled the interview, you actually got additional income. So you're kind of like nearly 9K in a month.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And you're one of my ideal scenes. So you're an ideal scene where I'm going to call you and be like, Eva, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go the next step. Yeah.
And here we go. You've just like, it's just magical. Sometimes the how is not what we plan, but
Yes.
we're open to receive in any and all ways. I
Yes.
love this. So good, Violet. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how your business transformed. So you mentioned
Yeah.
that when you started with me, were you
Mhm.
actually a full-time entrepreneur, or did you work for somebody else when we started?
I was a full-time entrepreneur. So at the time, I had just left my previous employer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, okay, I literally sat and thought, okay, I love marketing. I love everything that goes into it. Let me go ahead and go down this route. So spoke with my spouse.
Yeah.
He's very supportive. And then we started going down that route. But then I found that I wasn't getting the right clients nor the right income, and I felt like it was just so hard, and I was very unkind to myself.
Mm.
So then that's when I was like, I truly asked the universe again. This is validation with the universe. I said, Lord, just show me something that I need to get into so then I can strengthen this weakness that I have.
Yeah.
And that's where I knew, mentally, physically I was doing well, spiritually I was doing well, but I could not find anything that was mental. And this is what I found. So when I found it, it was just me. I had a couple of clients and they were just good friends. And
Yeah.
then I started putting my gold card together. And
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, well, how is this going to be possible? But again, Eva, it wasn't the how. It was just like, okay, I'm open. What is it that I can do? What is it like? You send me who it is that you want me to serve, and then we'll go from there. And that's when things started trickling in, but not too quickly, because again, it was going with what I was ready for. So
That's
then it was slowly trickling in. And then when I at the beginning of this year, I realized I'm too busy. I can't chase leads and do the deliverables. So then I hired on two people. So I have two people on my team now.
yeah.
Yes. And then I thought, okay, well, the inspiration of agency came up of being like, okay, well, we'll firm specifically. So then I was like, okay, well, let me think about how can I structure a firm and how can I still give the service to the clients that I have now while still bringing people in. That's when my team started being more aware and being more open and showing me that they could handle more. And when I had trust in my team, then I was like, game on, let's go. So then I started acquiring larger clients. So this month I've gotten previously it was solopreneurs, being just one business with doing everything, one person
Yeah.
doing everything. And now I'm now signing on larger small businesses that actually have large teams. They have brick and mortar stores. So then I'm able to hit a larger target as
Yeah.
well as be very successful. Yeah.
Oh
And this is
my
only a
God.
year. In a year, Eva.
In a year.
In a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Oh, I tell you, I just love first time interviews because I'm like, really? Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. This is so amazing. I love it. My clients are like my babies. So, I mean, I am not a mother, but I'm pretty sure this is like a motherly feeling. You know, I just am so excited for you
Yeah.
beyond words. I love every single win that I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And I also know that the personal transformation is always the first, right? So,
Mhm.
whatever personally we need to transform is the beginning of this financial quantum leap and that business quantum leap. So, I love when you said that I needed to know who I am and I needed to be confident in myself and my abilities first, right? So
Yeah.
good. So I think you partially answered this question, but I love just checking in. This is amazing results outside. You literally went from one person business, just like actually Anna Maria before you, she just does LinkedIn and you do Facebook, right? So you went from solopreneurs to agencies, and you also quantum leaped your income, and and you have people working with you, which is just so phenomenal, and different clients. Now, what is the biggest transformation within you? I know you touched upon you. Is there
Mhm.
anything else that you feel is different about today's Violet versus Violet who just had a couple of friends as clients?
Yes. So I have found that I am able to look at the positive even despite the negative. So
Yeah.
oftentimes before I would be in a situation and as with contrast or
Yeah.
a negative feeling or some pushback, and I would feel down and I would say, "Oh, woe is me! Like I can't get out of this. How do I get out of this?" But now, when a situation like that happens, I acknowledge it, I
Mhm.
learn from it, and then I say, "Okay," and pass it on. And that's it. Like
Right.
I find that I don't sit in my negative emotions as much anymore. I now acknowledge, okay, thank you, universe, for bringing me something, a lesson, and I learn a lesson out of everything negative. I grab what lesson I can. Even with everything positive, I grab what lesson I can. And then I say, okay, well, this isn't serving me. I appreciate you coming. Let's move on. And
This.
that just not professionally, but with my family and with my husband, I acknowledge and then I move on. And then once you've pushed that negative energy that weighs you down so much,
Mhm.
you're able to find all types of positivity and all types of different approaches. And previous to TIR, I had it. Again, everything that you see positive within your body, you have it in you. You're just holding yourself back. So I had that perspective, but I would hold myself back every time. And now I'm like, no, this is my perspective. This is how I feel. We're going to go. That's okay. It's
So
okay.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Emotional regulation is such a big topic when it comes to manifestation that very few people know about, right? Because what we learn from mainstream media when it comes to meditate to manifestation is just, well, you just need to imagine. But
Yeah.
hey, what about your habits? What
Hmm.
about your deep-rooted fears and beliefs that block you? What
Hmm.
about your emotions that block you? And
Hmm.
what you just said, so many entrepreneurs, when they feel low emotionally, their business dwindles. So
Hmm.
the fact that you can process your emotions so quickly and go into the positive doesn't hold you back when it comes to your business and everything else that you want to do. It's such a remarkable achievement.
Yeah.
People live outside in, majority, you live inside out. So this is so wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so a moment of the decision making, Violet. So when
Mhm.
you were in front of this life-changing decision, we know how it usually works. You feel it's right, but then there might be something pulling you away from it, whether
Mhm.
it's mental or circumstance. Was there anything in the way for you? And how did you still make the right decision?
So yes, so initially it was myself being that I don't have time for this. Like there's a lot that's going on to this. I'm not sure if I have time. And then it was the financial piece of, oh, like I don't have time and I don't have money. But then what turned me around was I, like I said previously, I asked for something to help with my mindset. I gave it to the universe and said, please help me. And this is the thing that spoke and resounded in my head like, no, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. So then what changed my mind is I listened. I listened to, you're right. This is for my mindset. I will make the time. And I have.
Yes.
I have. It was a little difficult initially, but worth it in the end. And then financially, I was like, I don't know how this is going to work because I stopped my full-time job and that my husband was the sole provider. But then when you want something so bad and you ask the universe for something you want so bad, something will happen and it will work out. And in that aspect, it did. So then I did ask for a loan and I was able to repay that loan very quickly because I gave it a longer term to like, just in case, let me just cover this long term. And it didn't even matter because I knew what I was spending my money on. Yes, it's something for enlightenment and doing something good for myself.
Yeah.
So those were the two reasons was the time and then the money. And then didn't it now it's in a rearview mirror. Like that was nothing. And it was such a great investment for me.
So good.
Yeah.
And I love that you were so connected and you became aware, no, I've asked for it.
Yeah.
Because it was so easy. The mind gets very loud when it wants you to stay where you are. And it
Right.
gives you all sorts of reasons why you shouldn't, right?
Right.
The time you don't have the money, but the fact that you were aware, no, I asked universe for it. It came for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. And what you also said was so powerful. Once you make a decision, everything works out. So you made a decision, you work out the time, you work out the money. And it was actually simple when you look backwards, right?
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
matter of making the decision. So when we feel that something is right, even though when the mind tells us why not to, or the circumstances tell us why not to, once we make a decision coming from this is right, everything
Hmm.
works out. We work
Yes.
out everything. There's never the right time, and there's never plenty of money lying around and waiting to be spent. We make the decision and then everything comes, right?
Right.
So, Violet, we have participants watching us today and making their own decision,
Yeah.
and we know how it works. Maybe they have called upon the universe, maybe not. Maybe they feel that it's right investment, but we
Hmm.
know how the mind is very powerful, wants to take us out, the circumstances. What would be your best tip how to make the best decision for themselves and their goals?
Really sit with your decisions. Like, give yourself the space to think about it. If you feel in the pit of your stomach, this is right, then follow that. If you feel in the pit of your stomach, maybe not right now, remember you said not now. Remember that this is still an opportunity for you later, and perhaps it doesn't fit right now, but don't forget that you've run into this. Don't forget that somehow or another this landed on your feed, this landed in your lap. Like, it's here for a reason. You're here for a reason. Acknowledge that and sit with this decision because it's at first it's scary, but Eva is there to teach you that everything that's scary doesn't need to be bad. Your intuition does it to protect you, but you want to work with your intuition. You don't want to work against it, but it's also very, very true and valid and honest with you. So that's what I would recommend is really sit with
I'm
this
telling you,
decision.
you should be a motivational speaker. You just have such a beautiful delivery.
Thank you.
I love listening to you. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
keep preaching, preaching, Violet, keep preaching.
Maybe I should add this to my new my
Yeah,
new goal. The
yeah.
speaker.
Want me to do a speaking gig? No problem.
Oh,
I will motivate your socks off. I don't even know if you can say that, but anyway, I will motivate you. Brilliant. So, guys, I love what Violet said. Not everything that is scary is a bad thing. And in fact, when you look at life-changing decisions, they are always scary because the part of your mind that wants to keep you at the same habit of earning, the paradigm, has to produce worry, doubt, and fear when you're about to do something that will get you outside of the box. So, how do we outsmart it? Well, we have to make the decision coming from, does it feel right? Does it feel like it can get me towards my goal? What's the first feeling? And if the feeling is yes, it's the right choice to make. We just heard from Anna Maria how, how many decisions she had to make coming from that place. Does it feel right? Right. I'm scared. I'm doing it. Right. That investment is the right investment. And then everything works out for you. You start achieving this goal that you've been dreaming of. Remember, you're hiring a driving instructor to help you multiply your income and multiply your income business with ease. You don't have to figure it out. You literally surrender to my step-by-step guidance, follow instructions, and boom, we celebrate and we have success story. So if you feel that this is right for you, if you feel that I can help you, make sure that you click the link above and join us. And this is going to be the best decision you've ever made. And we will celebrate. Like literally, if you just follow instruction in a few months' time, you're going to look back and oh my God, my life transformed. And I learned who I am and I multiplied my income and my business is great. This is what it looks like. So make sure you make the decision coming from where you want to be in next 6 to 12 months. And Violet also mentioned when your mind tells you not now, usually not now is not intuition. Intuition is yes, I feel this is right for me. No, this is not right for me. Not now is already paradigm playing on your mind to try to keep you where you have been. And so this is where it's important to hop on the call with success advisor to break it down. Is my not now valid or is it just my mind trying to play trick on me? And then you will know what's the right time for you to make this investment, because if it feels right for you, it's the right investment, and usually now. Yeah, that's how it is. So guys, if you are inspired, click the link above, join us, and we will see you. Imagine hanging out with people like Violet. every week for 6 to 9 months. I mean, you cannot fail. You're just going to be so inspired, so lit up, so supported. Just do this for yourself and for your future. Thank you so much, Violet. And thank you so much, guys.
Click
That
the link.
press the link. Yes.